Hello guys, it's me Simo Orahara, and in this video we'll talk about the real reason why Zero Squad didn't release its full power, and I mean the Bankai in its fight against the Elite Guards. Yes, it is true that the reason was mentioned by Shinjimaru, but I want to discuss that subject from all its angles. To begin with, if we check the idea that Shinjimaru spoke about, which is not using the full power in order not to harm the worlds, we can say it's not the first time where Kubo dealt with that subject. In the beginning of the arc of the Soul Society, when Renji was fighting Ichigo, Renji spoke about the fact that when he was with Byakuya the first time in the world of Eleven, to bring back Rukia, he said that their power was suppressed in order not to harm the soul of the world of Eleven. And later in the beginning of the Arankara arc, we learned that this process is called Genchi Kaijo or something like that. So Toshiro said that it's a seal on the form of a badge of each squad and placed on a part of their bodies, so that it limits 80% of their total power. However, in the case of the captains and the vice captains, there are no negative effects on them, meaning there may be side effects on the weak souls, like what Shadow did in the first episode of the first core. But for the Shinigamis, there are no side effects, because the Shinigami at that stage need to fight with their full power. And that's what leads me to talk about Ichigo's case, that Kyoraku spoke about when he went to Ichigo's friends. It is true that through the novel we learned that Kyoraku's words about Ichigo meant the possibility that Ichigo could be an alternative to the King of Souls. But I think that Kyoraku's words can also be taken from another perspective, which is what I have been thinking about since that chapter came out as a manga. And I'm talking here about the true power of Ichigo. Now Ichigo is able to fight with his Quincy and Shinigami powers as he wants, without any suppress from the Osan Zangetsu. So will Ichigo be able to fight with his full power in the world of Eleven? Honestly, I don't think so, because we have witnessed the amount of destruction caused by Ichigo when he was about to awaken the Horn of Salvation at the Shikai level. So what it would be like to release the Bankai into the world of Eleven? No doubt it will be devastating. Therefore, as I said, Kyoraku's words are consistent with the idea that Ichigo's power has become at another level. And this is what leads me to talk about the members of Zero Squad and the reason why they didn't release the Bankai. I personally still believe that the main reason is their presence in the Royal Palace. I mean that place, the Royal Palace, it's like a heaven for any Shinigami who want to become stronger. And we have seen that with Ichigo, Byakuya, Renji and Rukia. They have a lot of Rishi there, and they can heal you and replace your Reaction. Also you can eat there and boost your body. So they have a lot of advantages, especially for the members of their squad, because they have Ryu there, and through the power of Ryu they gained immortality because of the Oken that is inside their bones. And speaking of Ryu, we can add another possibility, which is the reason why the 4 members have the seal on them. So I think one of the reasons may be to not think about using that power against Ryu one day. I mean, didn't you notice that Ichibi is not included from that seal and he can use his powers as he wants? We saw how he was using Ichimunji on all levels, whether in Shikai or Bankai. Therefore, I think that it's possible that this seal in itself a means to prevent the rest of the members of their squad from using their power against Ryu. I know it's something impossible and maybe it doesn't exist in the minds of the Zero Squad members, but such doubts were existed in the past that Soniyashiro's ancestor was the one who came up with the idea of sealing Ryu and put him in that cocoon, because he was afraid that someday Ryu could use that power against them. And also we have such issues in the series itself. According to the novel Spirits Are Forever With You, Kuroshiki's Bankai was forbidden to release inside the series, because the power of that Bankai can destroy the entire place. Because again guys, and as I said I will talk the matter from all the angles, making one person out of the 4 to release the Bankai and the others die, I see it a little bit a big gamble, because there's no guarantee that Shinjimaru's Bankai will be able to kill the enemies. I mean, didn't the rest of the members think about the possibility that Shinjimaru could lose the fight, and therefore the sacrifice of the rest of the members will be in vain? Especially since Ichibi has his own fight with Yhwach, in which he also doesn't know if he's gonna win that fight or not. And if we look more deeper, you are basically in a battle of life and death, making the world shake for a certain period of time, better than, I think, fighting alone and be defeated and then they will kill Ryu and that's the end. So if I were to choose between these possibilities, I would choose to fight with all my power to protect Rio in the first place, rather than enter into a big gamble by making one person fight the enemies. But I may understand it from another angle. As I said, maybe it is true that if the members of their squad have launched their power, maybe it's a dangerous thing and it could collapse all the worlds. And also, the death of the members of their squad is not a big deal because they already possess immortality due to the fact that Oken is inside their bones. So it is enough for Shinjimaru or Ichibi to bring them to life. And also I understand maybe Kubo has taken this scenario so that we wouldn't ask this question: where is the Bankai of the other members, and why didn't you use the Bankai as long as Shinjimaru did it? Kubo's answer then will be they can't do it because of the seal. And also it will be no longer said that their squad was defeated in a humiliating way like what happened in the manga. No, this time they were the ones who killed themselves in order for Shinjimaru to release the Bankai. However, we saw some new additions about the rest of the Zero Squad. It's true we didn't see their Bankai. We have seen that Kurenji relies mainly on his great speed, and we have seen some of it in the first invasion when he spoke about the fact that he was called the Lightning Demon or something like that, and also we have seen what he did with Soifon. As for his Zanpakuto, I don't know exactly the setting of his true ability, but it seems that Kinpika uses a beam of light to raise the hit with the power of lighting, and so that he can distract the enemy to attack or retreat, like what he did against Hirschfeld when he distracted him with Kinpika's light. So he attacked him with lightning speed and removed his armor. And then using the Zanpakuto blade, he killed him. And I think Kurenji's Bankai will have something to do with light. For example, it has a speed close to the speed of light or something like that, which would be something terrifying. As for Hikofuni, frankly she remains the character who didn't have a special fight, direct fight. But her role was mainly limited to keeping the Tree of Life standing, because that tree played a major role in limiting the abilities of the Quincy's by preventing them from forming Rishi easily. And this is the most important methods of fighting of the Quincy's, using the Rishi. But on the other hand, in the direct battles she showed that she lacked strong abilities. Bernida's ability to manipulate the nerves were able to confront her abilities. In the end, guys, I think the seal that made the 3 members of the squad dead will be a major factor in the defeat of them, or of the squad, because it's clear that Ichibi will be defeated from Yuhabach and Shinjimaru will be defeated by one of the elite guards, maybe Hirschfeld or Yuryu. And then we will close that topic of their squad. In the end, guys, tell me what you think about this topic and see you in my next video.